My name is Charlie Adamson, and I was born here in Argentina to study Mother Nature. And we every day we would go and see a funny fruit or a funny flower, and we'd take it and get the books, find it, learn the name or the scientific name. Also, we had quite a few animals here. The otter, the capybara, that's the biggest rodent on earth, the washing bear, the wild cat. Anyway, and it was many years ago that in Buenos Aires, on one of these expo things, this company comes along and starts chatting and having the possibility of bringing children here. So I said, fantastic, so it started trickling in, and it was very rewarding because they came to Cologne to do about 3 or 4 different activities, and the feedback of the children and the teachers, of course, as well. They said, Cologne, Entre Rios, very nice, but what they did was magic. Learning about this subtropical jungle that we have here, all these beautiful sandbanks that are along the river Uruguay, we realized that both sides of the river Uruguay, you can see a lot of geometrical shapes, exploitation and plantations of trees and maybe pines or eucalyptus or whatever. But on the islands, you found sort of a sea, an ocean of chlorophyll, And he said, well, what we really should do is protect this. But as virtually half of the islands are Uruguayan and the other half Argentine, you can't protect half of it, So this plan to make a binational park sort of started sinking in. The trouble with national parks, they are islands, ecological islands, So, a tiger, for example, needs 10,000 hectares for itself, and this is only 8,000, which is, we don't have any tigers anymore, but anyway, the plan is to make a binational park from the Palmar, connecting different ecosystems. Anyway, that's still on the move. I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but it must be done. It must be done. In South America, there's over 14 binational parks, but I think all of them are between different countries and Brazil. They're always part of Brazil, and the experience is really fantastic. So we're sort of betting on that. But going back to the children, we started noticing that the children were sort of not accustomed to be in Mother Nature, and that they knew very, very little about life in a very rich ecosystem as we have here. And it was very rewarding to see their faces light up when I talked about different things, In the jungle, you find what you call mutualism. If you want to talk difficult, but if you want to talk simple, is I scratch your back, you scratch mine, sort of thing. It is very, very good lesson for human beings that you must sort of help each other and to go together. Although every plant, every being is, of course, most concerned with its livelihood, But they try to find partnerships, and which is incredible how Mother Nature sort of decided to do this kind of thing, which was breathtaking, really. And from then on, every year, more and more children came, and we sort of started developing, and then we included stone hunting. You know, we're in Colonia walking on gems the whole day, and nobody knows that. So there was this lady that came here. She's my geo teacher. She taught me everything I know about stones, you know, the quartz crystals, for example, which is most valuable. Petrified wood, which you can see very clearly that there were pieces of wood 65 million years ago. Petrified fruits also. Anyway, great variety that the children just love, and it goes stone hunting, and they go crazy. And I sort of work them up, you know, with, you know, you're not allowed to find this agate with little eyes because I go green with envy, you know. So I'm going to find them. That sort of thing, which is most important for me and for the children, to mix humor with it, because, you know, if you go scientific and you start there, and then we got this, then we got that, and scientific names, and, you know, it's boring. I hate that, actually. So I discovered that the children, they actually give me their undivided attention, which it's great, you know, to actually have their attention. And then, of course, I tell them, you must always ask me why to everything I say. You got that? And, of course, the first kid says, why? I'll tell you why. Because it's the only way that the flame of knowledge can kindle and light up, if you ask yourself why. Because if not, you swallow the hook, the line, and the sinker, you know. Anyway, so it is most important, say, you know, for example, doll's eye, for example, you know. There's a liana that up north they call it monkey's ladder for obvious reasons, but here we call it doll's eye. What should you say? Come on, why? Okay, you're a bit slow today. All right, you ask me why to everything. As I said, in my childhood, there were lots of empire builders. We had Lee Beach extracted meat, for example, with quite a few dozens or hundreds of British empire builders, as I said. And I always was in touch with them and hear them, the stories and whatever. And the story I love best is the three young friends that get together at the beginning of the 20th century, and they go in London to the Foreign Office and says, okay, we're here to do a spot of empire building. You send us wherever you want. So they send the three of them to Africa to work on the railways. And they worked a lifetime there, and after they get their pension, the two of them decide to go back home to England. And the third one, Carruthers decided to stay in Africa. So about 6 months later, the two of them that were in London, in their private club, of course, sitting on their favorite armchairs, reading the Times, with a stiff upper lip, you know. One of them puts down the newspaper and says, I say, George, said, have you heard of old Carruthers lately? And the other said, yes, I have indeed, yes. I heard he married a gorilla. He says, a gorilla? And yes, indeed, yes. God, is it male or female? Well, it's female, of course. There's nothing wrong with old Carruthers. He's perfectly normal. Well, it is most fortunate for me to talk to you all about this. I'm writing a book about the flora. It's called Emblematic Flora of the River Uruguay. But it's not a botanical text. It's for people that are not botanists, you know, because sometimes maybe you pick up a book about botany, and there are so many names that are totally alien to you. I mean, you just don't understand. So what I want is for you to start reading a book about flora from the beginning, from page 1 up to the end of it. Because a botanist book, you use it, you read it as a dictionary, you know. You have a fruit, I say, okay, let's see where, okay, the whatever terribilis, okay. And you put it down, but I want you to show you the plant, the tree, what's the name in Guarani, what does it mean. I read it and I love it. So I'm sure you will love it too. It's not ready yet. It's a rough copy at the moment, but I must write about it because I enjoy writing it, and I am sure you will enjoy very much reading it. So anyway, so I hope to see you around here. It is a very special neck of the woods, very special part of our dear planet. I'll be a constant wonder to you. So I hope to see you around. Charlie. Just ask for Charlie. They'll say, oh, Charlie. Okay, he's over there. Right. So take care. Ask yourself why to everything. And most important, enjoy your life. Cut.
Excellent.